If I had to name two words that strike fear in the hearts of AAA game companies, hatred in the bones of CEOs and shareholders, and confusion in the minds of millions of gamers across the world, it would be the horrific, terrifying, and obscene words, game testing. When the gaming industry just started, games had to be fun and challenging and had to work to sell. So when in 1982 the movie E.T. broke records across the world, Atari had the amazing idea of making a game of it to sell for the Christmas holidays. Knowing how important it is to have the right team and time frame for the game, they put a team of 40 programmers and 10 QA testers to work for 10 months, and they made a banger. Wait, what? What the heck is this? That's the E.T. game. You're joking, right? No, I'm not. There was only one programmer, and they made it in about 5 weeks. Sorry, can you repeat that? There's only one programmer, and they made it in about 5 weeks? They did what now? So Atari learned the hard way that when you give a single programmer 5 weeks to make a hit game for Christmas and no time for testing, you get something that closely resembles the drawing my cousin Timmy gave me after I babysat him when he was 2.5. If you ask me, there are two types of game testing. The first one being something I like to call fun testing. When Unknown Worlds Entertainment was working on their alien underwater simulator, Subnautica, they had a pretty dope concept to start with. An action-adventure game set on an alien planet with cool biomes, exploration, resource gathering, and base building. Heck, IGN would give that a 10 out of 10 already. When they started to test with players though, they managed to fit in one teensy tiny thing that changed the way the entire game was viewed. And that was absolute and complete terror. They slapped a feedback button in the game, put it up for testing in early access, created a beautiful 3D map that would place exactly where everyone provided their feedback and whether it was positive or negative, created a few graphs and spreadsheets and Excel sheets, and boom! The game went from, oh god, wow, look around, it's beautiful and calm, and I get to get resources for the sick base I'm building, to, oh, this is so nice and beautiful. Wait, what's that sound? Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, no. Oh no! No! Fun testing makes a big difference in single-player games. But it also makes a big difference in multiplayer games. Back in the Bronze Age of 2008, a small, little-known company in Santa Monica did something that I would consider throwing up at the S tier of game development. They tested the heck out of their game. Steve Snow, one of the few producers in the company at the start of League of Legends, made the sacred revelation:
you gotta eat your own dog food. Every day, we're gonna play the game, and that's how we're gonna make it better.
So they started testing it every day, just by playing it themselves. They didn't use specialized QA testers, they didn't create any systematic testing methods or maths or graphs or spreadsheets. They just played it with everyone who was working on the game. And what came out of that was...
I remember Steve Snow walking over. He was just like, why are you playing this game? And I was like, because it's fun. He just stared at us and was just like, you're playing for fun? Holy shit.
To everyone's surprise, being forced to play your own game as you develop it makes it so that you take out all the parts that make you want to throw your PC away. Like tailing missions in Assassin's Creed, or just the entire campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So, fun testing can have a massive impact on the level of fun in your game. And this can easily be seen when looking at game reviews. If you properly test for fun, the messages you'll see are things along the lines of, it sets up a surprisingly fun and responsive sandbox to interact with. Or, it represents a wonderful sandbox full of mystery. If you don't game test for fun, it sounds more like Redfall is a bafflingly bad time across the board, whether you're playing solo or with a friend or three suffering alongside you. Or the one that made me breathe harder out of my nostrils, Grey Hill Incident is a fitting name for this awful horror game, because that's how I'll refer to the traumatic time I spent playing it. But let's hold on for a minute. What is it that most people will think about when they hear the word game testing? Psst, it's bugs.
Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah,
You too.
thanks.
Arthur.
The second type of game testing is of course bug testing. Back when games were made for the arcades or had to fit on a 1 megabyte cartridge, they were overall pretty small. And so, there weren't a lot of bugs that could be missed throughout the developmental process. Over the years, this has changed a lot, especially when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era arrived. In 2010, Ubisoft decided to start working on a new Assassin's Creed game, and this one was gonna be better and bigger than anything they had made before it. Set in one of the grand cities of France, Paris, during one of the most well-known historical events, the French Revolution, Assassin's Creed Unity had hundreds of developers working on it. This game was the big one, and nothing was gonna stop them. Except, of course, for the hundreds of bugs and glitches that the game contained on launch day. Walking in the air, swimming NPCs, folding death animations, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't think there can be anything more horrific than this being the last face you see as you get assassinated. As games got bigger, development teams grew, and expectations reached the sky, bugs became normal. From indie darlings to the most successful developers on the planet, nobody was safe. And this was all fine during the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, because most of these bugs would be fixed on the first day at best, and the first week at worst. In our current day and age, it took a big blockbuster game like Cyberpunk 2077 a long time to fix all the bugs and glitches it contained on launch day. I'm not saying that all bugs are bad though. Some bugs actually contribute to games in ways nobody could ever expect. Take Civilization 5 for example. For those of you who do not know Civilization 5, it is a fantastic turn-based strategy game where you can play well-known civilizations such as the French, the Dutch, or India in a struggle for world domination. In the case of India, the AI for Gandhi, better known as Thermonuclear or the Destroyer of Worlds, quite liked to throw the occasional nuke around. This came from a long-standing urban legend of Nuclear Gandhi, who, thanks to a bug, would change from a pacifist to a genocidal maniac as soon as India became a democracy. This myth has now been debunked by the creator of the game. But this doesn't change the fact that a supposed bug added a bit of spice to the general gameplay. So what am I trying to say here? Well, it's pretty straightforward. QA testing is one of the most important parts of game development. It makes sure that the games that we look forward to are fun, filled with fantastic experiences, and are free of bugs that in some cases could even corrupt your save files. I would much rather have a smaller game with fun gameplay systems and a bug-free experience than have the Cyberpunk 2077 experience, especially when I still have to decide whether I want to join a hype train. I don't think that wanting a fantastic game experience from day one is anything absurd. Heck, I think it should be the norm. And right now, it definitely isn't. So, if more focus on game testing could help get there, then I'm the biggest supporter of it. And I'd like to think that other baby gamers feel the same. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below what your favorite bugs were in games, or the bug that ruined your entire experience. I make a video once every month at the moment, so if you're curious about my other ones, here's one about classic games that I loved, and one about the state of open world games. Outside of that, again, thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.